Today's fractal grid, we're looking at the micro grid, i.e. the smaller time frames. What we want to do, begin on the longer time frame. Okay, macro, we have two fractals here. On long term, the fractals don't appear that often. That's why it's very difficult to do a swing trade, trying to catch the long-term top and bottom. Yeah, it is rare. Okay, we have a growth fractal here, which was the top, and likewise here we have another growth fractal. That's the bottom. That's the top, and then we have we have a growth fractal here. All right, and that's called a slider. All right, I pointed that out over the weekend. Here's the bottom. Here's the top. Okay. Now, what I'm thinking is going to happen, if we break the bottom here, the market's going to swing down. In the meantime, it's going up. It did go up from Sunday to today. Exactly. The bottom tick. You can look at the post. And likewise here too, I pointed that out too. That's a growth fractal. It went up. So on the longer time frame, it's extremely difficult to call the tops and bottoms until you get a fractal. But they don't appear that often on the longer time frame. So what we have to do, I'll go to the smaller time frame, micro, and then you'll find more fractals. And these fractals will determine the direction of the long-term fractal. And what we have here, okay, we have the growth fractal here, a typical bottom. You see it right there. Okay. It's going to go up, which it did, and now it's starting to go down. If we go above here, 81, we'll continue to go up, and that will help the weekly slider. But I don't think that's going to happen. Um, that's when one fractal on a 20-minute time frame. Look what we have here. On the 1 hour time frame, we have the same identical fractal that appears on the weekly time frame. Now, what do you think is going to happen? Okay, this fractal is starting to bend down. Likewise, on the weekly fractal, I would expect it to go down. So I'm expecting a big correction coming up. The 1 hour time frame is the base fractal. The weekly time frame is the copy fractal. What the 1 hour fractal will do will be reflected on the weekly fractal. All right. So the game plan is to activate a trade on the band. When the band is broken, you do the trade. On the 1 hour time frame, well, we can't do anything on a weekly time frame, right now. But looking at the micro grid here, we look at the band here at 64. Again, here on 65. We break that level, you can short. Now, it all depends what happens here if we have another freckle discovery, okay? But in the morning here, okay, what we can do, we can put hypothetical stop here. We'll see what happens. And then if you break the band here, then we go down. The other fractals aren't really telling us anything right now. So that's the game plan for today. Okay, again, the 1 hour fractal here, the base, is identical to the 4-hour fractal on the microgrid. On the macrogrid, look at the 1 hour, and then look at the weekly fractal. You see it? Okay. It's an iteration. This is a copy fractal, identical to the 1 hour fractal. Again, the execution would be here around 4376. But we go to the smaller time frame in order to get a good entry point. Okay, so when we go to the smaller time frame, okay, um, your entry point would be around here, but we have to wait for confirmation. So when you break the band, you can enter short with a respective stop. Likewise here too. This is kind of rare when you have two fractals, I mean, being identical in the same market. All right. So today, keep your eye on a time frame up here and the 1 hour time frame here. Thank you, Nikki. Signing off.